Today we're going to be looking at probably one of the most beautiful knives I've ever seen. And I don't say that loosely because, you know, in 2.5 years of YouTubing and reviewing blades, I've reviewed a lot of knives that I thought were just gorgeous. So gorgeous that I didn't even hardly want to test them or use them. Well, in this video, we're going to be looking at the EF137. Whew, smoking. The EF137 is a gorgeous piece of work, and this knife is a lot bigger than what I had imagined it to be. This will probably not be considered a budget knife by many because it's right at $100 on Amazon. And what it comes down to is the steel that is used. This is N690 steel, and it's a lot of it. That is a full tank of a knife that's 6 millimeters thick. 6.2 inch blade length, 11.7 inches all together. 18.4 ounces in weight. This blade width is 2 inches. Absolutely stunning two-tone micarta handle here. A rather large handle no matter what your glove size is. Mine's a large, so you can see the extra room you have. Razor sharp edge. EAFENGROW uses DC53 steel on a lot of their blades, which is better than D2 in many ways. But the N690 steel here that's being used is an upgrade even from the DC53. I've been doing a little research on this steel, and this N690 steel is often compared to Japanese VG10 steel. It's got the same edge holding abilities as D2 with less toughness, but with more corrosion and stain resistance. One website in particular referred to this type of steel as the modern standard for knife steel. It's pretty hard as well. It's got a 60 to 61 HRC. Let's talk about the sheath. Excellent sheath, good tight retention, no rattling whatsoever. The clip can be moved around. If you don't like to carry it upright, you can carry it scout as well. All right, that should be enough on the specifications. If I missed anything, you can go out to the link I provide in the description on Amazon and check it out. All right, let's now move into what I believe is the most important part of any review, and that's practical application. The EF137 is going to draw a lot of people in just by the way that it looks. It's mega attractive, mega attractive and beautiful. They've actually got this as well. They've got other colors for this handle. I think there's a greener type of color you can go with as well. And this is also going to be for somebody who's looking for something that's big and robust. This is a very thick knife. If you take care of it, it'll probably last you forever. The person who don't want to carry around a giant Bowie knife or machete or even a hatchet can get something like this and probably do just fine. This comes with an incredible slicing belly, 6.2 inches of slicing power. Let's look at our carving dynamic here. You've got your finger choil. Nice and smooth. If you got a big finger, you might bite down a little bit there on the edge of that blade. So my finger is a little bit too fat for that. So I'm just gonna back up and go this way here. Definitely has a nice edge on it, but if you're carving, you know, unless you got a really skinny finger, you might not want to get over into that choil because you'll get bit right there. It does have a choil, just doesn't have a whole lot of room, which is fine. You can do just as well getting right here. So the question is not, can it chop? It absolutely can. We're gonna do a little chopping. I just wanna feel the dynamic more than anything. I know it can chop. And if you want a good wide swing, the handle's big enough to get low and get even a good wide swing this way. Man. Excellent chop. Keep your fingers way out of the way. Just look at that power. And that's just a knife. That's not even a machete. Big old tank for splitting. Excellent pommel here on the bottom. Good sharp spine here at the base for fire starting, whether you want to use this or this area here, but That's a nice sharp spine for striking. Ferro rod. People who collect what they would call hit the fan gear would be also drawn to a knife like this. Big and strong, able to go with you, able to do heavy bushcrafting tasks, able to defend in a mighty way. And I want you to look at that tip. Not only is this a slicer, it's a piercing machine. I've got a pair of jeans I'm gonna fold up several times and just stab through this. I wanna get a nice thick layer and see how well we do. All the way through every layer of these into the wood. An interesting movie scene is the bear attack from The Revenant, where Leo DiCaprio is underneath this thing. The scene was like really scary. It was really scary. It was well done. And, you know, in his last ditch effort, basically, he had to stab the bear. And, you know, if you're ever in a situation like that with any animal and you have the chance and it's all you can do, you don't want a penny ante blade. You want a real knife, you know, something that can wreck some hide. Your average person will probably not carry something this big around with them every day for self-defense. Some might. Some dudes carry as big a blade as they want to carry. But there are people out in the field that like to have something big. And what I mean by out in the field, you know, certain task force, and they may want something big and sturdy like this. You've got a lot of protection for the hand on both sides, you know, whether you're coming down or whether you're coming in. And you can actually rest your thumb on the side of the scales here. If you don't want to go on top of this pommel here, you can go on top of the scales and give yourself a little extra reinforcement. But you've got a lot of protection for your hand in a combative situation. I'm coming in for a hit this way, I'm good to go. And if I'm coming in hard this way, I'm good to go. I can already tell this has a great scratch resistance on it. I haven't even cleaned it up yet. I'll be able to clean those smudges right off. Usually when you're doing chopping and splitting, you're already scratching your blade all to pieces. This looks to be very resistant to that. It's big, it's solid, it's full tang, and if you want to get out and have a little fun and throw it, you absolutely can. Wanted to show you this as well. You can also hockey tape your scales. If you're going to get out and throw something like this, let's just say I can't stand it, I got to throw it. Well, take some hockey tape and secure the scales, because all it takes is a couple of good misses to crack your scales or to bust the screws. Has a unique dynamic to throwing. The little curve at the bottom of the handle is something you have to be mindful of. It's a bit front heavy, so you have to factor in all of those things. Nevertheless, it's not a throwing knife review, so I'm not taking any points away. Definitely has a big, formidable swing. Still slicing paper, so holding on to its edge pretty good. And just stay on top of it, you'll keep that edge nice. I think it's important to note that I'm not an affiliate of EAFENGROW. I'm just a product tester for EAFENGROW. I'm not paid commissions. I'm not paid anything. I'm just sent the products that I need in order to test them. And I will say this, for $100, this is so much better than a lot of other big name blades that are for sale out there for $100. Sometimes you're just paying for a name. It is what it is. And for $100, this is a whole lot of knife and a whole lot of quality, and it outdoes a lot of its competitors at this price range. The EF137, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for a tank, look no further. If you're looking for elegance and power, look no further. What are your thoughts on this EAFENGROW blade? Another great review of this knife can be seen on Legion Tactical Cutlery. I like to give him a shout out as often as possible when it comes to knife reviews, because his are very extensive. If there's something I didn't cover, I'm pretty sure he did. So as always, thanks for watching, and I can't wait to hear from you in the comments. Take care.